This audio recording is copyright October 2021 of More Master Coaching. All rights are reserved and it is provided for authorized use only. It is not for public distribution, exhibition, or sale.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the monthly teleclass series, Insights and Revelations Inside the World of Master Coaching. I'm Gail Moore, the host, and if you're joining us today for the first time, a special welcome to you. Thank you for being here. It's going to be a full call with our guest master coach, Tony Latimer. First, he will be coaching Ellie, who I want to welcome to the call, and let you all know that she is not in the coaching profession. She has had some coaching in the past, but this is the first time that she and Tony have ever met. The coaching session will run approximately 30 minutes. After that, we will begin the debriefing and Q&A, and then before the top of the hour, I'll give out the CU instructions and the password. After that, we will then move into the bonus 30 minutes that Tony is generously giving us for additional questions as well as a discussion on coaching without a model. In these live sessions, we are provided with learning that the other sessions don't provide, of witnessing how a master coach deals with, for example, an unknown client. Today, our gratitude is to our guest, Tony Latimer, and I'm so excited to introduce him to you. Tony has over 20 years' experience working globally with leaders in transition for themselves and their organizations. As a professional coach, Tony leverages his extensive experience to challenge senior leaders and their teams to achieve astonishing results. His approach to coaching has an emphasis on results and incorporates a deep understanding of the individual's personal context and who they are being as a leader. He has strong intuition and a powerful ability to help clients identify and remove self-limiting beliefs that may be holding them back. Tony is a naturalized Singapore citizen of British origin. His background includes 30 years in technical leadership and sales positions in Europe, Scandinavia, and Asia Pacific in technology and software companies. But right now, I want to welcome you, Tony, to the call. Thank you for joining us all the way from Singapore.
Hey, good evening, everybody.
Yeah, kind of late for you. Bless you for doing it. Okay, so unless there's something else that needs to be said, I'm going to turn it over to you and Ellie, and just with a quick reminder for you to please be sure to keep your voice levels up. And thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So, Ellie, good evening.
Yes. Hello, good evening to you. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's jump in, Ellie. We've been allocated half an hour or thereabouts for this conversation. So tell me, what's the issue you need to resolve in the next 30 minutes?
So I have, I'm suffering right now because I have a conflict in me. I have a very successful career, 25 years in logistics. That started in France, brought me to Canada, and now I'm working for the U.S. So for the first part of my life, I would say that was exciting, that was great, and now I don't feel the fulfillment anymore. I mean, it's been there for a few years now that I'm considering, like, this is not for me, I need to do something else, or there's something missing in my life, I'm not happy. And with this pandemic where I really had time to reflect and find what makes me happy, like what do I want to do? And I started to create art. So I take pictures of the clouds and I color them. So I have lots of colorful, very artistic creation, and I started to sell them and do do what makes me happy. So parallel to my job, I create every day a piece of art, and I just love it. I love the freedom. I love the feeling of it. And what really paying me or make me suffer right now, where I need some help, is I'm really torn between. I don't know what to do because my job is has good revenue. It helps to pay the bill. It makes my life safe, and I have a beautiful house. And it allows me to live in the place I love, and it has brought me to Canada. There's a lot of, and I'm really good at it. So it has a lot of positive points, but it doesn't fulfill me anymore. And there's this call from me inside that just want to be free. Excuse me. But I don't know what to do because I don't really make money out of my art. So it's the conflict between the brain that wants to. So one part of me is saying, okay, you can stay for 2-3 years. I'm going to turn 50 in 2 years. So why not giving myself the 2 years, keep doing that in parallel? I really don't have a bad life. My job is, like I said, I'm good at it. There's really nothing. I don't have a horrible boss or something bad to say about it. It's just empty for me. And I'm having problem to be patient or to find a solution that would work for me. So I'm hoping that we can maybe clarify what is the next step for me, or how I can live with this situation without suffering too much.
Okay. Do you want to just tell me a little bit more about suffering?
Is when you have a part of you that you know is the true you. So I've done a lot of work on self-development and awareness, and I think I'm getting closer to being really me, and I'm not ready to compromise anymore on doing things that are not really me. So just and the suffering comes from like, when is it gonna come? Like this hopeless feeling in the background, like I don't know what to do. So I feel a little hopeless in a way.
Okay. If I'm hearing correctly, it sounds as though you're trying to make a decision.
Yeah.
Am I hearing? Is it the, in the words of the song, "Shall I stay or shall I go"?
Yeah, it's kind of there's some days where I just want to quit, resign immediately. I don't have a plan. I don't care. I'm thinking it's okay. I'm going to sell my house. There's money into this house. I'm going to downsize. And I will give myself a year. But I realize I can't do it. Each time I want to do that. So okay, the other option. So I go through a lot of options and try to make decisions, but none of them really seems possible for me to jump in or to go to the next step. There's a lot of fear in the background, and also when I look at it, it's like, this is not reasonable because you've sold maybe 10 art, so why would you not wait a little bit? And I think I've postponed that for a long time, and now that I've found something where I could see myself in the future doing only this, it becomes harder to do the job. In the past, it was there, but what else would I do? And I was, just distracting myself with vacation or other things. But yes, there's a decision to be taken and acted after.
So you said just now, I can't do it because of the fear. What is it you're afraid of?
I'm afraid that I'm afraid to run out of money. I'm afraid that I would have made a mistake. And today I don't have to worry about money, for example. not that I make millions, but it's a very safe place. I have a comfortable life, and I never wanted to suffer from lack of money. So there's that fear. That would be a mistake, because then after a year or so, I would have maybe to go back to the same company or to a job similar to that, like a failure.
So am I hearing that you're trying to, tell me, well, it sounds as though you're trying to make a decision, but can you tell me what is the decision you're trying to make?
Should I wait 2 years and continue to do things parallel to my job, my current job, or should I just make a very like a big decision and just resign and see, like with no plan, and see how it goes?
Okay. So if I'm hearing correctly, you're sitting there now saying, if I go now without a plan, I may fail, I may run out of money. And on the other hand, you're saying, if I continue with my well-paid job for the next 2 years, then I can do it and I won't run out of money?
If I continue with the next 2 years, then I will already make more money with my art, and then I will have more. I'm hoping that with the right connection, promotion, like giving it 2 years. I'm working on, like I'm doing classes on PR, like public relationship, to have the media and placement in the media right now. So I see a bright future to it, but yeah, so it's basically, can I wait 2 years feeling dying inside a little bit each day, thinking I can't do that anymore, and compromising, being patient? Or is it too strong and I have to quit everything, and I'm scared of that? In my heart, I want to quit everything, but I have no plan, no nothing. So it seems there's something holding me back. I don't think I can do it. Yeah, somehow I have full confidence in myself. So that's something I always had. Like I can do anything I want to. So I have that's the way I live my life. So I wanted to come to Canada. I came to Canada. I wanted to work for the U.S., So there's a part of me that knows that it's going to be okay. The reason I said 2 years is because no matter what, at 50 I will resign. That's in my head, this is already very clear. I just don't know if I want to do it earlier, but in my head, this is the expiration date of this job and this life. So something will change. My husband will also retire, so this is also what's behind it. It's absolutely with changing life.
So I hear the decision you're trying to make. What exactly is your problem?
What exactly is what?
Your problem.
My problem is I don't want to wait 2 years. I'm feeling every day that I'm not being myself, that I'm compromising some of my freedom. I want to be free, and I'm not free.
Right. So I hear that that's your situation. On the one hand, you're saying that you're confident that within 2 years you can do what you need to do to make this new business venture with your art successful. You have no doubt about that. On the other hand, if you like, the shadow side of that is saying, if I don't take the 2 years to plan it and do it properly, I'll fail. And then you're saying, but I don't want to wait 2 years.
Because it's hard to do two things in parallel, like during 2 years, to have like two jobs actually, because you have two sides of you. So this is what I'm doing right now. And I'm wondering, like, I think it's only fear that is holding me back, but I just can't do the thing that I have in my head, like resigning, for example.
Okay. So am I hearing correctly that the problem with making the decision is that you don't feel you can carry on for 2 years doing your job and doing what you need to do to make the art successful?
Yeah.
And how would you describe that problem? Is it just too much time pressure, or?
So doing things in parallel, it's like accepting to compromise. So my work takes a big part of the day, right? So about 10 hours a day. And then during that time, I feel that I'm wasting my time on something that could be beautiful and align with myself and could benefit the world also, and creating beauty, sharing. I think when you're really yourself, you also have things to bring to the world. Like in my belief, there's this. And it invite also other people to be really themselves. And I feel like I'm lying a little bit, or can't think of another word of compromising, because it's like, okay, it's like a trade. And I feel that I've done this trade for so long that now that I know what I want to do, it feels very heavy. And every day feeling like doing the job is so empty that it just makes me sad. Like, it's almost like, okay, I'll have to do this, and then I can have some pleasure, but I have to first do this thing. And I think it's a little bit stupid to continue like that if you're aware of it. Like, for the longest time, I was not aware. I knew something was not really making me 100% happy, but it was there, but you can distract yourself from it. But then once you know it, it's like, okay. So I would prefer to be super happy with my job and doing things in parallel and be happy with it. Like, that's okay. I could see, like, this is a blessing to have a job and I can do my art, so I don't have to worry about money. I don't have the pressure to sell my art, for example, for a living. And there's a lot of gratitude that I also try to focus on for my job. But I just feel that it's not enough. It's just trying to hide the real problem. And I'm sad. I'm just sad during the day. And that's it, yeah.
So what would it look like when this problem is solved for you?
When this problem is solved, I feel free. I feel free of my time.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel aligned, like finally me. I feel like really today, I think the way you can define it is I feel like I have some chain attached to this job. And I can't wait to remove those chains. So that's what I see in my future when I imagine that it's solved.
Okay. And when in that future, when this is resolved, when you're feeling free and alive, what would you, if you were the fly on the wall watching yourself, what would you see yourself doing?
I would see myself, I imagine that millions of times. I see myself like the type of day I would have, like the routine I would have in the morning, and then the creation I would do. So I would have my morning routine with my exercise, meditation, journaling, what I do today, but then I would switch, after that I would switch to creating and taking pictures and going for walks, and then the afternoon I would work on promoting my art. So creation in the morning, and in the afternoon I would be fully free of my agenda. That's what I think really attracts me. Sharing my time between creating and promoting my art.
Mm. That sounds nice.
Yeah, for sure. To me too. Mm-hmm.
So when you're doing all that and feeling that way, who else is around you? Who else does this impact?
My husband is with me and my dogs. And not too many people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very extrovert, more introvert. So just in nature, happy to be alone doing things that make me happy. Mm.
So when you're in this nice future you've described, feeling free and alive, what's going to be different for your husband?
For him, he will probably see me more, like smiling more and be more excited about my day. Nothing like I don't know, nothing more except just maybe he would be happier for me because he knows I'm suffering right now. I'm super happy, and he would be happy for me too.
Okay. Well, so I hear how he'd feel about how you feel. What in this future is physically different for him? What's he doing?
When he will retire, so if we speak now, he will still work and he doesn't mind that I don't work. And if we speak in 2 years, he will be retired and he does a lot of woodworking and he does his own. So he has a little creation too, a lot of like metal thing and woodworking. So we would basically enjoy time together in the morning, and then each of us go into their creation place or their what we like to do for the day, and then we regroup after that.
Mm-hmm. And how will he feel when he's in that place, and when you're in that place?
I think he feels good. Yeah, he's a happy person, so he has a lot of different interests. So I think he will appreciate to also have more time to to learn about different things and explore, creating furniture, creating things in his workshop. So I think he's happy too. He's a very happy person.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, in this future, when this problem is solved, and it's the way you described it for both of you, that sounds really good. So tell me, in order to achieve that future,
Mm-hmm.
what precisely do you need to get out of this conversation with me today?
How can I live with this feeling of having the impression that I'm compromising on the real me? Like, seems to me that when it's clear that I don't want to do that anymore, I want to do something else, it's very difficult to live with this feeling, and I should take a decision and do it. So in this conversation, either I can find a way to live with it, or I need help to do the next step or to take the decision.
So, in order to do that, what do you want to walk away from this conversation with? What do you need?
Can you help me understand what is my fear? Like, what's holding me back to take action now, if this is what I want so badly and I can't not wait? What's holding me back? How can I have clarity on that? Why not waiting? Like, why not waiting, and why is it so heavy to can have clarity on? I mean, I think that would help me to have clarity on why is it so heavy.
Okay, so if I'm hearing correctly, you're saying that you need to walk away from this conversation with some clarity on what is the fear. Is it real, or is it something you can do something about that's stopping you doing what your heart is just singing out to go and do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So I've heard a little bit of thought process going on. Just go in there for me for a moment. What's your current thinking on that?
So I think the reason why I'm afraid of making a mistake and having just feeling something in my guts, but nothing else. So no plan, and if things don't go well, I'm afraid of the money aspect. Like, I have an easy life, and I'm afraid it's going to be difficult at some point. So that's the fear I have.
Could you summarize? Did you hear, as you said that, the mental eye picture I got was it's one of your clouds, and the cloud was a little bit indistinct and a bit grey.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't sound like the person that was telling me 20 minutes ago that they're very confident in themselves and that they know how to plan something and execute something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's true that usually I plan something and I will not give up until I get what I wanted. And here, what is throwing me off is because there's a part of me that doesn't want to accept to be patient and plan and do things. Like, no, we need to rush. It's enough. I don't want to do that. Let's jump into the unknown. Let's do something that feels right, and we will see. Like, we don't care. I don't care anymore. I think I've been very reasonable all my life on planning, executing, learning. Whatever needs to be done will be done, and it made me successful too, because that's the kind of stuff when you want to work with somebody that can deliver results. So know what we want. Okay, we want to go there. This is the plan. And somehow now, for this particular topic, I'm done planning. I think like I've done that a million times, and why not just going with the gut feeling? And there's a part of me that says you're crazy, and there's another part of me that says that's good, Ellie. You're growing, so you're not afraid. You could go, and it's very strange that I don't know why I don't want to compromise for those 2 years. Maybe that's what am I afraid of? So I think what happened is I make plans, like, okay, I'm going to wait 2 years, I'm going to do this the first year, second year, and then when I make the plan, I forget that it's going to be difficult also to not feel like I'm going to feel this unhappiness, and I'm going to feel this impatience, and I know it will come, and I don't want to deal with that. So.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
And I realize you may not have the answer to this right now, and that's okay. But if you did know what the plan to launch your art business looked like, what is it?
Well, it's with the media. So having media placement on the magazine and interior design, and that's what I'm working on right now and learning.
Mm-hmm.
And and also have time to perfect my art. I want to spend, like today I have very little time I want to practice every day for a few hours. I want to take more classes. I want to sharpen the saw on my skills and reach the next level. So I want to have more time. And when I look at the time, where can I find more time? There's a huge chunk of my life that is bothering me because it's big, and it could give me the time that I want. So
What is it? What is it that's causing you? There was something there. What is it that's causing you to be so concerned about wasting the next 2 years?
Because I think I've done that for the past 7 years. Like ever since I turned 40, so I'm 47, 48 soon. So when I turned 40, I started to look for my purpose. I started to feel this feeling that this job is not, it's going to go away at some point because it's missing. There's a big part of me that is not fulfilled. So I started to look at different things, having different things on the side. And I feel I've done that for a lot of years. And with the pandemic and being at home and experiencing being more calm, less exposed to people, having more time to think, and starting to explore what makes me happy, who I am really, and align myself and not judge myself. Like, it may seem weird. At the beginning when I started the photography, I was judging like, oh no, this is for a fool. year, I didn't tell anybody I was doing this with the cloud because I thought, oh, you're not an artist, you're not. And now with the pandemic, I'm like, yeah, everybody's different. It's good. If that makes you happy, do it. Like, feel it with your soul instead of feeling with your brain or thinking with your brain. And I open myself to being really me. It's like the old me now, the corporate one. She's grown into something else. She's grown into something else, and she's a little bit wiser and more aligned with she doesn't need to prove anything anymore. She doesn't need to climb to show any kind of result or show something to the world. She's more like, okay, I like that. Makes me feel calm, and so I know I'm going to go in that direction. And as I'm talking to you, I feel a little bit like a child. I would say, no, I want it now, so you give it to me now. Find a solution to give it to me now, or I don't want to wait because I've waited too much. Now I know what I want, so I want this. So if I want this, I should have it now. It's typical Ellie. I want it, so I'm going to have it. And I don't want to wait. This is not okay.
Okay. And you know what? When the little baby eagles high up in the mountain perch on the edge of the nest, they don't get 2 years to practice, do they?
Correct.
They get a moment when the wings feel strong enough and the feathers feel aligned.
Yeah.
Just go inside for a moment and just reach down into the energy that makes up everything, and pull the energy of your experience and your knowledge, your ability. If somebody said, hey, you've got a weekend, give me a marketing plan for this new art product, you could do that. Pull that energy up and just let it fill you up. Let it fill you all the way up until you've expanded so much that it's just flowing out of the top of your head. Just stay with that for a minute and just let that energy flow through you. Tell me, how's Ellie feeling now?
I feel powerful. I feel a sense of peaceful confidence.
Okay. So while that powerful feeling is just flowing through you, in relation to what you needed to get from this conversation today, where are you now?
I feel that I need to tap into the Ellie that can make a plan. And there's no need to be impatient because it's happening anyway. So what I mean by that is like I see the things I'm going to create. I know this is what I want to do. So
Do I sense a decision emerging?
Yes, I just need to know. Yeah, the decision is there, is to stay, but I need to have something I can remind myself when I will have this feeling rising of, fuck it, I just don't want to do it, I can't do it, I want to go, and I need to grab, like have a kind of sentence I can go to, a kind of feeling I can go to calm down.
Something in your daily practice to keep you with this powerful feeling you've got right now.
Yeah.
Okay. What would that be?
I don't know.
What language would it be in?
Maybe just remind myself that I'm powerful and it's not a child that is talking or an ego child that is talking, but just calm down on the something related to being I have to get out of my head that this is a compromise. This is not a compromise because I can I have to find somehow that this is awesome, and the reason why it's awesome.
Right. You're right. This is not your compromise. This is just your plan, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is just you adjusting to the new you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So should I consider like this is that planning is good, or I'm adjusting? Or I'm tapping into my planning strength.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It doesn't come to me now, but I know this is the next thing I need to have in order to be more patient.
Okay.
And suffer less, like avoid suffering. Or maybe I can just say I have the choice and I choose to. I have the choice and I made the decision I made the powerful decision to give myself time, or to, I don't know, have to find.
That's a good way of putting it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ellie, is there anything else you need, or is that a good place for us to to stop, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's perfect. I think it gives me clarity on the decision.
Well done.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Well done. Yes, excuse me for interrupting. Well done indeed. Thank you both